And we are live. Welcome to the Political Orphans, the bold new voice of independence media where the left meets right. Powered by you, our commenters. My name is Nico Lagan, and I am a conservative. To my left, Rob Ambrose, a lefty. Our goal
Mhm.
is simple. We want to challenge the narrative, reject political bias, and tackle topics mainstream media will not touch. Keep in mind that your voice fuels hard conversation that will lead to civil discourse. Now, if you're new to the show, yes, we do record for 2 hours every single day. So don't get intimidated by a 2 hour video. The point of the matter is that we take a lot of comments from our listeners. So make sure to join us at 12 noon Eastern, Monday to Friday, if you want to be part of the conversation. If you're looking for a specific topic, just look at the bottom. The video is going to be chopped down per topic, so you can easily find it. Now, what are the topics we're covering today? The US calls out our supply chain, or should I say, our dairy cartel. Pierre Poilievre and conservative MPs publicly support Tamara Lich and Chris Barber. A new energy deal has just been signed between Alberta, Ontario, and Saskatchewan. Danielle Smith condemns alleged surveillance of an Alberta journalist. There are there are tornado warnings in Manitoba. And finally, this is one that kind of hurts my feelings, but Bruce Willis can no longer
Mm.
speak, read, or walk amid dementia decline. Get your comments ready because the show starts now. What's going on, man?
What's happening, brother? Yeah, that was
That
sad to
one
hear that.
sucks. Man, that one sucks. I'm not
It just
happy about
like
that.
so many Hollywood celebrities and movie stars just seem like such massive douchebags. But he's
That
I
guy,
mean, we don't know any of these people. Maybe he is one too, but I don't know. He just strikes me as someone who's like probably a cool guy, probably a guy you'd like to have a beer with. I was
sounds
like,
like the guy that did not go to the Epstein Island and
yeah,
that did not
yeah,
hang
yeah.
out
That's what I mean.
with the diddler,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
And
that's
yes,
what I mean.
for all the fucktards out there, his movie is a Christmas story. Die Hard is a Christmas fucking movie.
Yeah,
Point
you know what's
final.
funny? You know what? Point final.
Point
Look inside
final.
look inside yourself.
It's not
You know what that
yourself, Bruce Willis.
you know what's actually funny though? That's like this like the ultimate debate among movie buffs, but I feel the debate's been won so hard. Like even the people like no one actually I haven't heard anybody say it's not even a Christmas movie anymore. Like I feel like the Christmas movie people won that debate so effectively that the other side doesn't even exist anymore. But we're still making that point.
I'm
Tammy,
just
how's it going?
supporting it's Baldy to Baldy to
Yeah,
Baldy.
yeah, that's right.
I'm
We
just
got to
supporting another good
stuck up
looking
for
Barty.
the bald and the beautiful. We gotta
Gotta
represent.
stink. Yep.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
agree.
Tammy, how's it going?
Um, what's going on, Tammy? It's a great way to start the show, right? Die
Yeah,
Hard
yeah,
is a Christmas movie. If you disagree, you're wrong.
yeah, yeah.
Wrong.
That's the one.
Wrong.
the
Should not
one issue. The
love
one
debating.
issue. You don't have a place on this show if
No,
that's what you believe. Yeah.
there's three things I do not stand. People that don't like chocolate, that right then and there, you tell me that something's wrong. If
Yep.
you don't like coffee, we can't get along. And if you do not believe that Die Hard is a Christmas story,
It's
fuck you. Fuck
yeah.
you and fuck you.
Point for now.
If you do believe in those, we're gonna get along no matter your political views.
Yeah, that's right.
Plain and simple. By the way, for the people listening to this, I released an interview that I did with Billboard Chris, a few weeks ago when I saw him in person, and I just want to get your opinion because I'm trying a new style of interview, so it
Sure.
looks super professional. It's hard to believe that it's this
Yeah.
that actually did everything. But if you go to the Political Orphans, there's a new video under Nico Lagan interviews. And I'd like to do that with you once you start doing interviews. Like I'm thinking of turning our YouTube channel in kind of
Be kind of cool. I like that idea.
kind of a media place where we have people on the same YouTube. Either way.
Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna check that out. Oh, I know. What do you think it's StreamYard? Or do you think it 100%, eh?
Oh, it's definitely StreamYard. I don't have that problem.
What do you have to do? Mute yourself and then and then
Yep.
unmute? That's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
Cheryl.
it is just such a pain to change the whole thing that I've been putting it off. But I think that over the weekend I'm just gonna figure it out, because I'm tired that every time I share something might happen. Every time I share my screen, something might happen. So
because that's when it always happens.
yeah, just give me a second. I'm just gonna do a refresh, because is my voice crackly right now?
No.
It does. So you need to tell me, because I've noticed that when this fucking thing happens, for some reason, my voice afterwards get cracked.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it just happened again. Wow. Are you yeah, did you share anything? Yeah, I mean, all good. He'll be back in a second. But Cheryl says, hi, Rob and Nico. Cheryl, good to see you. Guys, it's we're just waiting here for Nico to jump back in. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I think he's probably starting. I think he's restarting, but I don't know. Must be a StreamYard thing. But and obviously, since Nico picks all the runs the show from his laptop there, we're just gonna wait here until he gets back. But guys, how you doing this morning? What is it? It's a lovely Tuesday day. Any topics that jumped out at you? Oh, here he is.
Yeah, I just changed my browser altogether.
Okay. Sure.
I got a feeling that it's between StreamYard and Google and Chrome.
Okay. What are you in now? Are you in
Edge?
Edge? Oh, jeez. Wow.
No, you do know that Edge runs on Chrome, right?
No,
it's the same thing. It's just Microsoft. It's just a Microsoft, but they basically, from what I understand,
fucking Bill Gates, right?
Well, he doesn't invent anything. He just likes to. He just likes to copy what other people do, or invent antivirus software. But before he does, he invents the virus. You know that, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, it's kind of a brilliant business model if you think about it. It makes you wonder: are we talking like computer viruses here, or?
Yeah. Oh, look at you! Nope, this is not where I was going with this. I was simply talking about
actual computer viruses. Yeah.
Yes, because he invented the computer. At least he's been accused of inventing the computer virus. And then he invents the computer antivirus.
Yeah, it's a
great business model.
It's a great, I mean, that's what he did. Yeah, no wonder he's a fucking billionaire. But yeah, sleazy as fuck for sure.
So let's get right into it. First and foremost, let's talk about the U.S. calling us out on our supply chain.
So or should I say
dairy cartel. And here
milk
is one of Trump's main guy. I can't remember what his name is. I'm drawing a blank, but I'm pretty sure he's the guy that takes care of, he's his foreign minister that take care of international trade.
Rubio?
I'm gonna check out,
or is it Navarro? No. Peter Navarro?
No, him.
Oh, that guy. What is his name?
I can't remember. I'm drawing a fucking blank right now. But all to say that he had some very nice words for Canada. And, we've been talking about this recently, as in there is a dairy cartel. It is, Trump was right, not to the 400%, but the 250 to 300% tariffs that we put on their things. And he's right to call us out. And, I think it was yesterday you said, this better not fucking cost us a tariff.
Well, you remember when it was last week when it came out with Carney was like, okay, guys, prepare yourself because we're gonna get fucked here. And we were saying it better not come out that the main reason they're coming so hard at us is that Carney refused to get away from the milk cartel. And this almost makes me feel like that is what it was.
You know what, bro? It's hard to believe that you did not watch that video, but it wasn't released when you made the comment.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
released
yeah.
a couple of days ago. But all to say that you were kind of bang on this one.
Bang on.
Listen to this.
It's can't hear him. Is he on mute?
Hold on. No. Hold on. Let me check. It's the first time I use Edge, so let's see. Is that what it is? Does it entire screen?
At least it didn't cut you off, so that's good news.
I guess it. Yay! We said, wow, the application works like it might be, but I'm not going to say anything because as I say that,
wow. Baby
but
steps.
here we go again. Let's try that again. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, or what the fuck are you doing, Nick?
Canada is not open to us. They need to open their market. Unless they're willing to open their market, they're going to pay a tariff. That's a simple message the president has. It's fair trade. It's reciprocal trade. Why should we have our country be wide open while theirs is closed? This is an 80-year wrong that President Trump is trying to fix, and our businesses are going to really, really enjoy it. I think the president's going to open between $300 and $400 billion of opportunity for Americans. That's 1.5%, up to 1.5% GDP growth, because the president's going to open all these markets up. Yeah. You saw it with Vietnam. You saw it with Indonesia. You're going to watch all these other countries decide if they want to do business with America. Let's just open our market up to America. That's opportunity that President Trump is bringing. It's Canada is.
Well, there you have it. It's pretty bang on what you were saying.
Yeah.
Marks Carney, balls in your court.
So yeah, it really does sound like that's the main sticking point. And the way he said it seemed like if he does, get rid of the dairy cartel, then they might let off the gas on some of these tariffs. If that's the case, holy fuck, man, you do it in a heartbeat. It's not even like the dairy cartel benefits Canada. We all pay higher milk prices because of it. It benefits a very small group of powerful milk producers. But I mean, if that's the sticking point for easing some of the tariffs on, what were the big industries, lumber, automotive, oil, gas, and manufacturing, like that's a no-brainer. You don't protect big milk at the expense of those industries, period.
It shouldn't exist in the first place. No. There shouldn't be any quota. If you can produce 1 million fucking liters of milk and people are buying it, fuck you, because it's us at the end of the day that gets screwed. Because they get to control the price of a commodity by fixing the output, saying you cannot make more than this or else we're not going to sell it. So that means you can always control the price of a specific good and service because you're capping it. The demand might change. Oh, that's okay. I get to charge more.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Of course it is. It's a fucking scam. It's an absolute scam. Now, that being said, the only reason I would rather drink Canadian milk than American milk is that there's no steroids.
Yeah.
The Canadian milk is a bit cleaner because we have rougher policies when it comes to what the cow can be injected with. Although, unfortunately, they're full of antibiotics, which is a shame. Yep. But at the same time, it's not as bad as the US. It's more controlled in Canada than it is in the US. But outside of that, man.
Yeah,
like, what was the price, Joe? Joe, the other day, what's going on, bro? By the way, but you talked about it, Joe, the other day about how expensive milk was in the US.
Oh, yeah. I think he said
remember the exact number.
More expensive in Canada, was it 30%, give or take?
Well, it's because it's price of gallon.
We've all seen videos of farmers just pouring milk down the drain or watering their crops with it. And there's a reason for that, is because they control production, and because if they put that milk onto the market, the price would drop. It's just basic market principles, but they don't want lower prices, even though that would help the 99.5% of Canadians who are not milk farmers. It benefits the milk farmers, but the rest of it does not. We just pay higher prices. So, I mean, for me, it'd be win-win to do this deal. A, we relieve some of the tariffs, which will help Canada, and B, we'll get cheaper milk. Yeah, it'll hurt a few dairy producers, but I mean, they have to obey the market. You can't just control the market. That's communism, like literally, like controlling the market, right? That's the economic principle of communism. I don't mean like, I know the word communism is thrown around a lot in a political context. I mean economically, that's how it works. You control. It's a supply controlled economy. That's at the heart of the communist economic system, and clearly, it doesn't work. That's why America won the Cold War.
And if people haven't seen the video, for the new listeners here, I'm just going to play it again. Yeah. It's just such a great video, but here's the video we're talking about.
Yeah,
a milk farmer is just like, hey, 30,000 liters in the fucking toilet. He's like, look what I do with it. He can literally there's nothing he can do with it because the cartel won't let him sell it. But here's what we're talking about.
Hey guys, we're here at Give 'em Those Farm in Southern Ontario.
That voice.
We milk about 260 cows. Right now during the winter months, you milk quite a bit more milk because the feed is very consistent. And as you do a good job, you will produce quite a bit of milk. So right now we're over our quota. It's regulated by the government and by the DFO. But the problem is what they don't understand is millions of people look at this milk running away. It's the end of the month. So I have to dump 30,000 liters of milk. It breaks my heart. I will show you. By the way, this is milk. It's $7 a liter. When I go for my haircut, people say, wow, $7, Jerry, for a little bit of milk. I say, well, you have to go higher up because we have no say anymore as a dairy farmer on our own farm because
that is wild, man.
They make us dump it. And no matter how we stand up, so this time I'm going public. I want the people to see the pain that us growers have of 365 days. As a little boy, we grew up on a dairy farm, came from Europe, work, and here we are. This is what's happening.
Holy,
yeah,
that is grotesque. To just look at that. You know what I mean? Like look.
Yeah. And I like that he actually tastes it just to prove a point. That it's milk. This is good milk. Yeah. This is not bullshit. This is real milk. And oh Jesus, my name is Jeff.
it's a real shame. It's a shame. My name is Jeff.
Oh, what a great fucking! I love those movies. Fuck, what is it called? It's with the fat guy. Well, he used to be fat. He ain't fat anymore, but they go back to, they're the police. They're young-looking policemen, and they go back to high school.
Yeah.
That's where it says
22
Jump Street.
22 Jump Street.
This is the second one. So, my name is Jeff, and that's true. It's a shame, but he does sound like that. But yeah, this is just a show, man. I'm gonna repost this on my Instagram. Saying I'm gonna repost that this afternoon. Just saying,
that's a powerful visual.
This is what Trump is calling out. This is what we might have tariffs on our country for, right?
Yeah. I mean, and what's interesting is like even he's not happy about it. So like, when I was saying a few minutes ago, like the only people this benefits is the milk farmers. Doesn't even sound like the milk farmers. Maybe they don't even want it. You know what I mean? Like, so what do we have it for? I just like, I'm sure the milk farmers will probably actually do better overall. Yeah, they make it less per liter. But if you're dumping 30,000 liters, even if you get a little bit less per liter, you're still going to make a lot more money.
And we're not talking about a massive fucking farm here. The guy said he had, 160 cows?
Yeah, that's not that much, I wouldn't think.
No, we're not talking. No, bro, I've seen some farms in the U.S. You're just like, God
Oh
what?
God, yeah.
So you're
American-
not talking about that massive production. You're talking like 160 cows to me, and maybe I'm completely out of left field here, that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yep.
But it doesn't sound like a lot of cows to me.
No, it doesn't, eh? Zeta Paget says, hey, I just want to address that because I think that's his first commenter here. Welcome aboard, Zayden. Hopefully you stick around. Wise Guy says, on the milk quality, here in Canada, they are giving cattle Bovaer to stop them from farting. I know the meat tastes like shit now. What's it doing to the milk? I mean, that's a good point. Is that... yeah, this is pretty... This is the kind of thing I feel like a deep dive would be appropriate. This kind of a story, because yeah, like those products exist, right? To stop the cows from farting. And of course, you know, everyone knows cow farts is a big
climate change.
Yeah, it's a big topic these days, right?
How dare you?
Yeah. So you don't care about the climate?
How dare
you don't care about the
Just
planet
don't
then? But yeah, that I don't know. That to me, that's just that's a powerful visual to see 30,000 liters of milk just being dumped, and to say like if that system is the reason why we have to suffer these huge tariffs on all of these major industries, that would just be absolute malpractice by Mark Carney. You get rid of that in a heartbeat. You know, at the end of the day, you got to have a market system. Like it will benefit the consumers. What is $7? $7 a liter for milk? That's insane. That's fucking crazy. Who does that help other than a few, you know, milk farmers or cow farmers? Yeah, he should get rid of that. It shouldn't even be a requirement in a negotiation. They should just get rid of it, period. But if that's the hill you're going to die on, instead of relieving some of these tariffs, that's wild, man. That's terrible decision making by Mark Carney.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking at Bovaer. And by the way, Wise Guy, I appreciate that. You wrote that in French. I Googled it. My Google translated everything in French. I'm like, oh, yeah.
What is it?
AIRE. So Bovaer, BOVAER, is a feed additive for cattle that significantly reduces methane emissions from cows. He is bang on.
What actually is it though?
It is, hold on, let me see. It is a synthetic organic. Okay, hold on. That doesn't make it a synthetic organic. It's a natural. It's a natural synthetic. Like, what the fuck? So it's saying that it's a synthetic organic compound that can be that has been extensively studied and shown to be safe for both cows and human, with no transfer into milk or meat. Oh, I love when they say that. Oh, don't worry. We inject them with that, but you're not going to get, it's not going to affect you at all. Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah. It's not, I mean,
so mad cow disease, do I not get it when the cow's infected? But if I eat the meat, I'm okay. Like, fuck off. Like, seriously, fuck off. Like, yes, if you put it in the meat, guess what? The person who eats the meat is going to be affected by it too. There's a good reason why they say that, one of the biggest threat to the resistance, or one of the biggest reasons for antibiotic resistance, is because something like 80% and 90% of antibiotics in the world are used on cattle, because we feed them the food. Like, take cows, for example, instead of feeding them them grass, we feed them grain, which causes them stomach problems. So we have to inject them with antibiotics so that they don't get sick. And because all of our meat has antibiotics in it, unless you have specific meat that's free range, that's living the way it should live and eat grass, you're ingesting all of that and all those antibiotics, and unfortunately that is creating a antibiotic resistance. And now we have superbugs that we don't have antibiotics for because of our dependence on antibiotics in our food industry.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, that's one of the major issues facing modern medicine is the resistance.
Well, don't worry about it. what you put into your meat doesn't affect the human though. Don't worry.
Well, yeah, I mean, that seems a little. I mean, clearly, it's going to get into the meat somehow. The question is, is it safe? You know, just because it gets in the meat doesn't mean that's not safe. But for them to say, "Oh, it's not even getting into the meat," I mean, that's a little. Everything an animal eats is going to get into their. Like when we say meat, it's just their muscles, right? It's their body. We think of it. I think a lot of people just think it like separate. Oh, meat comes from a cow, but they don't really think. No, these are actual. This is the cow's DNA. It's his muscles that we're eating. But you know, but that's what.
The World Health or the WHO, the NIH say that somewhere between 70 to 80% of antibiotics in the world are used on live cattle. Wow. Well, don't worry, it doesn't impact you at all.
Interesting.
At least it doesn't, right? That's what they tell us.
Interesting comment here from Joe. The cow fart theory would have died on day one if you remind people that there used to be more bison in North America than there are cows today. That's a good point.
Can you stop with the conspiracy theories? Joe Stradamus, the liberal.
Yeah.
And you know what the worst part is that Bovaer crap can reduce methane emissions from dairy cow by an average of 30% and 45% for beef cattle. What a great marketing scheme. Whoever produces Bovaer is like, hey, climate change. Buy my product. Reduce. And you know they're lobbying that shit to the government, and the government is forcing people. Oh, it's
and how would you even prove it, right? Like how do you know? Like it's one thing if they come out and they say, buy these seeds because these seeds will increase your yield by 40%. You'll be able to tell by looking at your crops every year. You'll be able to say, hey, listen, we're not harvesting 30%. But when it comes to cow farts, like who the fuck would know? How would you even know if it doesn't do anything at all? Do they have people out there holding the bag over cows' assholes? Being like, they farted 4 liters today. Yeah, it reduced it 30%. Like you just have to, it's just boils down to trust me, bro.
Nothing trust me, bro science.
Yeah, trust me, bro. Because there's once you get them buying the additive, there's no way if anyone knows if the cows are actually farting less or not. You know, methane is an invisible gas. No one's out there looking at cow farts. But it's a great, again.
If you're in college right now, if you're in high school, you don't know what to do for a living. Maybe you can become a cow butt sniffer. And confirm if Bovaer is doing its job.
It's like if I sell you, I'm like, I've got this butter knife here and it keeps tigers away, and you're like, how do I know if it works? I'm like, do you see any tigers? Here you go. Give me all your money. Give me all your money.
I do have some air to sell you if you're interested.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Way better air than the one you're breathing right now.
Yeah, I mean that's that. I mean, really, yeah. If you're wondering how to become a billionaire, come up with a product that you make a claim that cannot be disproven. And
if you want to become a billionaire, do just like there was a movie years ago, and they would what's his name? Jack Black and somebody else, and they invent for poop. You can spray that on dog poop, and it just disappears. Make a lot of money with that. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Well, that'd be a useful. That'd be
one of those idiots that would buy it.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Michael Eversole says, "Hey Canada, when you realize you went woke and broke and gave up your sovereignty to globalists, perhaps you will push back." These progressive agendas that really are a propaganda control meg. Yeah, I mean, I think it's your first time here, Michael. Welcome. Hopefully, you stick around.
Well said.
Yeah, I mean, good comment. That's kind of what we're trying to do. I think probably a good way to a good place to segue into, guys. You are listening to the Political Orphans, of course, the anti-woke podcast where the left meets the right, and we discuss the issues of the day through our unique perspectives with an open mind and from just the base, the root cause of, or the root direction of common sense. That's the thing that we all have in common here. If you like the show, if you like what we're doing here and you want to support us, make sure you like and share the stream on YouTube. And if you really want to support us, you can become a member also through YouTube for the low price of $2.99. Help build the community, help support the show, and help support independent media, because that's what we are apparently. But yes, back to your comment, Michael. Yeah, hopefully you stick around. I think, I am a liberal, as you can see on the thing there. Nico is a conservative, but more than that, we're both common sense people who are trying to create a space where the right and the left, the common sense right and left, can get together and discuss the issues of the day. And some of the things that you bring up are a lot of the topics that we tackle here on the show.
Just the U.S.
The U.S. will be here to embrace you when you wake up. Yeah.
You know what? We appreciate that, brother, because if you're a first time listener, I spent half my time in the US, and if it was up to me, I would live there full time. So yeah, I get you, man. I feel you. I get you. And unlike what the news say, the US Americans do like Canadians. It's just a Canadian thing to try to say that the Canadian definition of a patriot is to be not American,
which is of course ridiculous.
Dumbest fucking thing.
Joe, questions that keep me awake. There are elephant bulls and elephant cows. There are bull whales and whale cows. So what are bulls and cows? So Joe's on the sauce already this morning.
Jesus, you're a bit too on for my taste, bro.
Yeah. Keeps me awake, especially when I'm doing acid.
Yeah. Well, but Joe looks like the type of guy.
Yeah, Joe does look like that type of guy.
Experimented. Before we jump in the next subject of Pierre Poilievre, I was just on his page right now, and I figured I would share this because I've been seeing this for the last couple of days. Remember when the longest ballot committee in Ottawa, when he, not in Ottawa, in where is he from again? Motherfucker, man, that baby brain's not working. Not enough sleep for this shit.
You mean?
He's from Carleton, right?
Carleton,
they had like 91 candidates.
Yeah.
87 of them were all bullshit and people that just paid the fee.
Oh, Nico. Wild. And are you there you go, you're back on.
So it's definitely a StreamYard.
Must be, yeah.
I use it's every time I share the fucking screen, something comes up again. But yeah, it does seem that it's happening again, and you're looking at something 200 names now.
200 names, and this is on the what is it, Battle Creek or Crow River or something? The riding that he's
Crow River, yeah.
Which is, that should be coming up soon, right? It's in August, I believe.
August 18th, if I'm not mistaken, and by election in Battle River, Crawford, 200 already, or almost 200 already.
Wow,
that's interesting.
That is ridiculous.
So hold on. Mark Nixon actually commented on that post. He's saying, I went to Elections Canada's website and counted 109, but their goal is to get to 200. So that's their goal now.
That's ridiculous. So I've actually got a clip of the longest ballot. I guess the guy who started it telling us it's only a minute or two, but he's telling us what he's doing, what it's all about, and he's making it seem like it's this like it's all about election reform and this and that.
He's not doing that to liberal people, is he?
No, yeah, exactly. It's just about reform of the system, he says. But then what? It's a little coincidental. It's only on conservatives.
What made you decide to get involved in the longest ballot protest movement?
Well, ever since I was a teenager watching the elections happen.
So right now,
seeing all the numbers tally up, I've been really seeing a discrepancy between the number of votes and the amount of seats that are attributed in the parliament. And I think that's something we have to fight for, because our current electoral system is a massive conflict of interest, where the parties in power control the way our votes are tallied up.
Okay, so in order to do that, part of this movement is putting lots of names on the ballot, which is the case for Verdun tomorrow, and your name is one of them. Is that right?
That is correct.
And how do you feel about that?
Well, it's actually been really amazing talking to people about electoral reform because it's an issue that doesn't come up too often. It's not intuitive for people to think about the way votes are tallied up in elections. And I believe that the longest ballot committee is a great way to actually gain the attention for the cause, because otherwise nothing would happen. This is the first time in many years that we're seeing this become sort of a mainstream issue. And I think that's beautiful.
What about your friends, your family, your neighbors who, because you're in the right, you're going to vote for yourself, so you'll have one vote, and you're running in the riding. What are they all saying about your decision?
It's honestly been incredibly supportive from everybody. Those around me think it's a great initiative, and the fact that this is happening within the current law, that this is a legal protest happening, is gaining a lot of people to sympathize with it.
What to you will mark success in this protest movement?
Well, we're hoping to get a response from the government. We're hoping the government doesn't just make it more difficult for this sort of thing to happen in the future. So we want to have an independent body in charge of elections, in charge of how the elections are actually tallied up, because right now Elections Canada doesn't decide in the way in which votes are actually tallied. Elections Canada is only responsible for carrying out the elections.
That's right.
So we're hoping to get MPs we're hoping to make MPs not decide the way elections happen anymore.
This is,
I mean,
fucking shit! What a twat.
It's funny because
how much you want to
saying
from a single mother's household?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. What he's saying might, like, if he's just saying he has some issues with the way elections are carried out or counted, yeah, okay, that's valid. But like, I don't see how this is supposed to address that whatsoever. He's trying to say this is about reform and not partisan. But then when you're only targeting conservative ridings and the conservative leaders riding, that's a little
nowhere else, right?
Yeah, nowhere else. It's only that one riding that needed reform. It was only Carleton that needed reform, and now it's only Battle Creek that needs reform.
That bro, stop with the conspiracy theories. That's just a coincidence, right?
Yeah, it is.
But
just entirely.
He just looks like a guy that is gonna get his ass kicked.
Oh yeah, he looks like he just got he was stuffed. He just got himself out of the locker he was stuffed into 5 minutes before that interview. Yeah.
You know, Kenny, I do agree with you. We do need electoral reform.
That's not the way to go about it.
We need to stop with that first pass the post. We need to remove it. But what I always love is from liberals, not like Kenny, but the little twat that we just saw there. When I guarantee you, he voted for Justin Trudeau, and yet Justin Trudeau had passed. He became prime minister in 2015, and one of his promise was to reform the electoral system. And what did he do? Not that, obviously, because it was all a promise. They don't want to change it. They don't want proportional representation, because in my opinion, that's the best one too. If you get 15% of the votes, you should get 15% of the seats. It's pretty.
To me,
simple, right?
that makes sense to me, right?
Yeah,
and that's a nonpartisan reform. And I'm just gonna share because you mentioned Poilievre, so he actually released a statement. I mean, this for Poilievre, this is pretty. He's very.
Oh, hold on! I got something else from Poilievre where he actually took his balls out of his wife's purse.
Oh, really?
Poilievre?
Here's their announcement. Basically, he's saying we're ready to demand action against the blatant abuse of our democratic system. The so-called longest ballot committee has once again declared its intention to flood the ballot. And then he just goes on, blah, blah, blah. But the point is, it's fairly strongly worded as far as Poilievre, you know, I'm shocked it took this long to even bring it up. I mean, it was his writing that they targeted. If nothing else, he should have just because it's fucking annoying, he should have been talking about it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he was going to win that riding. I don't think this caused him to lose it, but like, it's just such obvious gamesmanship. They're obviously doing it to fuck around with one party specifically. And I'm not even a conservative, but it's just, you know, that offends my sense of like, elections have to be fair. They have to be free. You can't allow this you can't do this just because it's my party. So it's okay for them to cheat. Once you go down that slope, man, the whole thing falls apart.
tabarnak, I'm fucking tired of this shit.
I know.
It's so fucking annoying.
You almost have to like just as soon as you bring something up, just do the mute unmute thing.
It's but this is dumb. Like this fucking platform and the guys, the tech support are not helping at all. They're basically blaming me for having that issue, and yet I don't have that issue and nowhere else. It's fucking bullshit. On that note, yeah, he's guys like that. I love how hypocritical they are, because if it was really about that, you would have done it everywhere.
Everywhere, right?
You would have done it to Mark Carney. You would have done it to Pierre Poilievre. You would have at least got all the leaders. If you want to have media attention, do it to the 5-6 leaders in Canada, not just the conservative one. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But talking about Pierre Poilievre, that's what I wanted to bring up. So Pierre Poilievre is wearing his balls again, or for the first time, or at least this time. He's wearing his balls.
Can I have my balls? Honey, can I have my balls for a second? Yes, dear. Here you go. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Yep. It definitely looks that way. At least this time, it looks like Pierre Poilievre has done what a party leader should do and actually stand up for what is right.
What does he say?
And he shared this yesterday. I don't know if you saw it, but he shared this right here. Where he says, let's get this straight, while rampant violent offenders are released hours after their most recent charges, and anti-Semitic rioters vandalized businesses, terrorized daycare, and blocked traffic without consequences. The Crown won 7-year prison time for the charges of mischief for Lich and Barber. How is this justice? And he is obviously referring to Tamara Lich and to Chris Barber, the organizer of the Freedom Convoy in 2022. The Crown is looking to put them in prison for 7 years for Tamara, 8 years for Barber. And we're talking about mischief, but yet we do have an Indian permanent resident that just tried to buy a 15-year-old to have sex with her. No problem. The judge let him go because, goddamn, that could impact his citizenship application. But two people, like I was at that protest. Okay, what you saw on TV is bullshit. I was there. It was very, very, very calm. It was not violent at all. People just had enough of the lockdowns, and now you're going to tell me that those people deserve to go to jail for 7 to 8 years? Like you and I have said before, this has nothing to do with justice. This is to crush dissent. They're sending a very, very strong message to people that will protest, the people that the government doesn't like to protest. They're sending you a message to tell you that they will use our justice system against you to shut you up. And even if Lich and Barber end up walking, the process itself was the punishment. And, you know, we talk about this all the time. I was just happy to see Pierre Poilievre for once actually saying something true, standing for something. Because, man, I don't know where the fuck that was during the campaign, but this to me is what we call a 90-10, right? 90% of his base is good with that. So what the fuck did you have to lose? I guess the election, but snap.
So, and actually, just because as someone who I'm not as sort of familiar with the story, I know the broad strokes of the Tamara Lich story, but did she actually do anything? Like, was there? She
was the main organizer.
So there wasn't a specific incident. It's just like the organizing aspect of it.
She was one of the main organizers. She was one of the main faces. So were Chris Barber.
That is wild.
Yeah, they were two of the main faces for the show, for the protest.
It's like we were talking with Jeff yesterday. Like, it's just impossible not to notice the law is not being applied equally here. If you either represent a favored cause, and usually when we say favored, what we're talking about is a left-wing cause, or you belong to a favored identity group, according to the left as well, say immigrant or illegal immigrant, you just get treated differently by the law, and that's bullshit. I mean, you gave the example of this. We covered this story last week. There was a guy literally trying to buy sex from a 15-year-old, and the judge gave him a lesser sentence, and he admitted that. He said, "I'm going to basically give you a lesser sentence," in his decision letter, because otherwise it will affect your ability to stay in the country. Like they're bending over backwards to keep pedophiles in the country, but they're zealously going after anyone doing any crime that could be perceived as done by a right-wing person. And I mean, that's, again, I'm not on the right, I'm not a conservative, but I have a sense of fairness and justice, and I just, on a bigger picture, I understand there's always actions and reactions. You know, it's not just a physics thing that for every action there's an opposite reaction. If you start putting your thumb on the scale of justice for one side, the other side is going to react. And, you know, that's just further down the line towards just civil unrest, social division, and, you know, perhaps even worse if it goes far enough.
It's fucking bullshit is what it is. It's absolute bullshit. 100%. But again, it's done on purpose. It is done on 100% purpose. This is to send a very clear message that if we do not like what you stand for, we will use the justice system to bury you in debt. Look at Derek Reimer, more than 200 grand in the hole because the government doesn't like the fact that he has the audacity to preach outside of a drag queen hour, yet you have Muslims closing intersections in Toronto, no permit, no nothing, just to pray. Same thing as the protest I was at over the weekend. Same thing, right? But if they don't like you, you can have all the free Palestines in the world. This is what I find interesting, is that in Ottawa right now, you have a free Palestine fucking protest every weekend, give or take. And that they don't complain about, that they have no problems. But they have a problem with the freedom truck. Right? Of course. That is what the government, they agree with the Free Palestine movement. That's their voters. And I mean, the people that voted for the Liberals are not the one that were in the street during the Freedom Convoy.
Yes, and if you're just tuning in and you're just watching the show, like, I'm not a conservative, I am a liberal. This is not about supporting these causes. This is about supporting the idea, the basic idea, that the law must apply equally to all of us. It's the 100%. Only way it can work. It's the only way it can work in a diverse society. And, so many people on the left, and it happens on the right too, when it, just people are tribal in general. If something benefits their side, they're okay with it. If it hurts the other side, they're okay with it. But they don't realize that pendulum's going to swing back. It will be you on the next time. If you don't stand up against it. I mean, what's that famous saying, first they came for the Jews, and I didn't speak up because I wasn't a Jew, and blah, blah, blah. You can insert whatever you want in there. But the point is, just because it's not affecting you directly, you can't just turn a blind eye to it, because eventually the pendulum always swings. And it's just, so me saying this, like, it's not because I'm a conservative, or this is not a conservative or right-wing podcast. It's about fairness. It's about the law must apply equally to all of us, and if not, the system is going to break down, and that's exactly what
100%. One law across the board. I don't care. You're blue and you praise to a god I've never fucking heard. Don't care. Same laws for everybody. You don't get to pick and choose who is favored and who isn't. Yeah. But you know what's insane is yesterday we were talking about this with Jeff Evely. And mischief can carry a sentence of 10 years to a maximum. And this is what it says here. Like, I can't highlight in here because it's a picture, but it basically says that for an abstract case involving the worst crime and circumstance, having said that, this is not an abstract case reflecting the worst case of mischief. It is the worst case of mischief. With that in mind, yeah, that's what Tamara Lich, that's the Crown's material. She posted that yesterday. But basically, with that in mind, a 7-year sentence on that count for each Barber and Lich, and 1 year consecutive for Barber's role in counseling the disobedience of a court order. So basically, they're looking to go 10 years as a maximum sentence for mischief, but I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know when it's applicable. Like, what do you have to do to get 10 years? But obviously they're going a lot higher than what we've seen, which is normally just, like Jeff was saying yesterday, it's literally just what do you call it? It's just work. It's just community service. that he's
Yeah,
doing. There was no fine. It's just community service. And he's like, bro, I've given 10,000 hours coaching sports. So whatever, I'll do it again. But all to say that 7 years, they're not going for the maximum.
That's great. That's crazy.
But 7 years, I don't understand how this is conceivable. And by the way, it looks like Chris Barber is represented by somebody at the Justice Center for Constitutional Freedom.
Ooh.
So as soon as this sentence is passed, I'll make sure to reach out to have that lawyer on the show to talk about what the fuck is this?
Yeah. I mean, look, it don't matter what side of the aisle you're on. If you can look at a system and see on the one hand, you've got the immigrant who's a pedophile who gets caught trying to buy sex, and the judge bends over backwards to give him a more lenient sentence for the express purpose that his immigration status is not affected. On the one hand, and in the very same justice system, you have other people who are getting the Crown's trying to sentence them to 7 years for organizing a protest that they didn't like. And this is all part of the same Canadian justice system. If you think that's okay, you and I are just going to fundamentally disagree on a lot of these things. And this has nothing to do with politics or partisanship. I don't. It's absolutely wild that these two things exist in the same system. You've got that drunk driver that put that kid in the hospital fighting for his life. He got bailed the next day, and he had 5 drunk driving convictions. And then you've got the Crown pushing for 7 years for Tamara Lynch for organizing a protest. It doesn't matter if you support that protest. It has nothing to do with it. No. You have to recognize that this is a miscarriage of justice, and no one should be okay with that kind of a miscarriage of justice in their society.
Couldn't agree with you more, man. And again, this is why this show's so good. I'm a conservative, you're a liberal, but this is what we agree on. You have to say that common sense has to be kept in mind at all times.
Has to be.
And you need to be able to dissociate political views from law. And this is what we're seeing right now.
The justice system has to be nonpartisan. It has to be blind.
100%. It has to be. So if it's your first time listening, let us know what you think. If you're on Next, make sure to like and restream this stream. But if you really want to join the conversation right here, make sure to join us on YouTube at the Poli Orphans. If you're already on YouTube, make sure to like, make sure to comment. But if you believe in independent media, if you believe in what Rob and I are doing in the discourse that we're trying to create every single day, make sure to support us. $2.99 a month. It's not even the price of a nasty brown coffee at Tim Hortons, like brown water coffee at Tim Hortons. $2.99. It's right in the comment. You can or give us, we'll take just the tip too. We'll take just the tip.
Yeah.
But man, it's just insane to me. Whatever you feel, however you feel about Tamara Lich, if you don't like her, that's fine. That's fine. But at the end of the day, free speech is not about protecting the speech you agree with. It's about protecting the speech you don't agree with.
Yeah.
Because the day you start disagreeing with your government, and for all you know, if the conservatives are in power, you're a liberal, and they don't like your ideas, that means they get to put you in jail because they disagree with you? No. And yet you're the one that's going to have given that power to the liberal. But since they're not going to be in power all the time, somebody else could use that power against you. So it's
and that's exactly that's the
it's simple,
point.
Right?
It's a pendulum.
100%.
It's always going to swing. That's why the only correct approach is to not allow government, the justice system, to pick and choose. The famous statue that's on every courthouse. It's the woman holding the scales and the sword. She's blind. That's the point of it. It can't, I'm sure that the protest caused an inconvenience to people in Ottawa, no doubt. But I love someone to tell me what inconveniences were caused that were not also caused by the Free Palestine protests that are happening all the time, by the George Floyd protests. It's boiling down to she's being hammered because the protesting is fine as long as you're protesting about the right things. And You can't have that in a society. Everybody needs to push back aggressively on that, because the next day, tomorrow, it's going to be you on the other end.
Yep. But all to go back to what we're saying, and if you're just joining us right now, we're just pointing out the fact that finally Pierre Poilievre had the balls to stand up for something, and he's standing up and calling out the Crown going after Tamara, Lich, and Chris Barber for 7 years. Mischief for 7 years has a maximum sentence of 10 years, but they're going for 7. Absolutely fucking insane. But it's about time that somebody talks about this, because we've been talking about it. I've been talking about it for years. And this to me is a no-brainer. If you agree with what's going on right now, if you agree that pedos are capable of walking so that it doesn't affect their citizenship, man, check the mirror. There's a massive problem here.
Yeah.
There's a massive, massive, massive problem here. Because, man, as Kenny said somewhere, I saw the post, I saw his comment somewhere, but he's saying, there you go, it was a mostly peaceful protest. I was there, man. It was not mostly peaceful. It was peaceful until the RCMP tried to break it and they stumped on a woman with their fucking horse. So it was not mostly peaceful. It was 100% peaceful. Now, was it quiet? No, it's a fucking protest. But that's the whole point, right? Protests are not supposed to make the environment comfortable. But at the same time, if you want to live fucking downtown right across the parliament, guess
Ottawa,
what, bro?
in the nation's
You're going to
capital.
be inconvenienced. Yeah. There's going to be some it's like, oh, I want to live in Toronto, but I don't want to deal with the traffic. Well, guess what? It don't fucking work that way. So if you're going to live there, guess what? You're going to have some inconvenience every now and then, and that's all it was.
And to be clear, if the government was trying to jail the organizers of a Free Palestine protest for 7 years, I'd be saying the same shit. No, I know it
wouldn't happen.
But hypothetically,
100%.
We'd be saying the same thing on this show, even
100%.
though, I would not go to a protest like that. But I'd still be defending them in this exact same way. It has nothing to do with what they're protesting about, and that's exactly the problem. You can't punish people based on, as long as they have the right kind of protests. That's such a slippery slope, and it's so tribal. Part of this show is designed to create a tribal free space. I am a liberal, of course. Nico is a conservative. If you've been here long enough, you'll know that we agree on a lot of things, disagree on a lot of others. But the point is, it's not tribal, right? I'm a liberal. I typically, especially back then, when my political views have had some evolution, but I was definitely not. I would not have gone to that at the time. But now that said, if there was another lockdown happened, I would be absolutely out at a similar protest. They fucking jail me for 7 years. They could just take a try if they want, but. That the rereason they're doing stuff like this,
you wouldn't do well in prison. Boys would love you there.
Oh, buddy, please. I'd have 2 or 3 of them as my bitch.
Oh,
yeah.
As you're doing this, that's the rule of the bitch, bro.
Elbows up. Elbows up, guys.
You want to take some comments?
Yeah, we'll take a few of these comments here
before it degenerates into something that has nothing to do with politics. Elbows up,
as tends to happen on the show. Terry says, on top of the jail time for both, they also wanted to destroy Chris's big truck, Big Red. I actually don't know anything about that. What is it? It has like a famous truck or something, like a big red truck, and they want to destroy it. That's petty as fuck if that's what's going on. But yeah, Therese, let us know what's the backstory there. Wise guy. The media whipped up so much hate for the truckers at the time, calling them terrorists. Now they have to get jail time or people know they lied. Justification narrative. Great comment. And I think that kind of ties into what I was saying a few minutes ago. I was certainly not like against the trucker protest, but I did not have much sympathy at the time for what they were standing for. And a lot of that is because of the way the media frames it, right? This was my evolution, my distrust of the media. It really started because of COVID. But it wasn't until more the end of COVID when you look back, you're like, oh, wait a minute. They've been this is all bullshit. Like the vast majority of the stuff they're saying is bullshit. No matter what. Apparently masks don't work. We were told for years it does. Apparently it did come from a fucking lab in Wuhan. We were told we were racist and conspiracy theorists. 2 years ago for saying that, even though that's the most insane fucking thing I've ever heard. There is a virology institute in Wuhan dedicated to novel coronaviruses. If there is then a coronavirus outbreak in Wuhan, even if it didn't come from the lab, it seems like that would be the most obvious fucking thing. Like you should be assuming it comes from the lab until proven otherwise. And yet they called us all racist. And most of us, believe it. I didn't know anything about fucking wet markets in Wuhan or virology institutes. And the media, you hear the media all the time complain about, oh no one believes this anymore. Everyone's a conspiracy theorist. Yeah, look inside yourself, media. Look inside yourself. Look in the fucking mirror. There's a reason nobody believes you. And it isn't that we want to believe conspiracy theorists. It's that we know you're full of shit, so we're going to look to these guys. But yeah, that's I'm not going to go any deeper down that rabbit hole.
That's your rant of the day.
That's my rant for the day.
I just want to take this one before you continue. You'd be the one that never wiped your butt just to keep everybody away.
that wouldn't phase them. That wouldn't keep them away.
That just means they wouldn't need to spit. That's all they would be.
Oh no.
My wife is right there feeding the kid. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
She's like, what is? Oh God.
She's only hearing my side of the conversation. She's not listening to the podcast.
The good thing we're not on TV, or we'd be canceled by the end.
Fit right in, bro.
Yeah, by the end of this episode,
fit right in.
We would be canceled for sure. Joe says it has everything to do with keeping the serfs at each other's throats, and this is a classic Joe comment. Yep. Joe's always banging the drum about that the culture wars are actually class wars, and for the most part, I agree with Joe. There's a great comment. I think that's exactly what it's about. They want us fighting each other so they don't notice that they're picking our pockets every fucking day. Nico, your thing there. Tammy says, exactly, Joe. If we're fighting amongst ourselves, we will not be organizing against a corrupt government. Yeah, Tammy nailed it.
Yep. Unfortunately.
Pam, Karenism has infected lawyers' zombie brains, it seems. Oh, wait, Pam, are bouncy castles deemed terrorist tools of oppression now? What's the story behind that? Is there...
It's because at the protests in Ottawa, there were some bouncy castle. Like literally, you've never seen a more diverse crowd. There was white people, there were brown people, there were Indian people. They're brown, but there were Asian people. Yeah, okay, they're Asian too. There was a lot of Asian people. There was blacks, they were white, they were natives. Like everybody was there. I think Barney was there. Everybody was
there. Cindy Melnick, he sold his truck and they still wanted to destroy it. So I guess he had a big red truck. And what he sold it and they're like no, still gonna destroy it. Fucking government, man. Like
he had a trucking company.
If only they had 1/10 of the zeal with which they go after this. If they went after the fucking pedophiles and violent criminals, maybe it'd be a nicer place around here. But it's wild, the priorities of the government, man, and it's impossible not to notice. I'm a liberal and I'm noticing it, and I feel for a lot of the right, the conservatives, because over the last couple of years, we've all heard the complaints, but I think as until you've had your eyes open, even as a liberal, you sort of are trained to be like, oh, they're just, conservatives just always whining, or conspiracy theorists, blah, blah, blah. But a lot of the shit that they're talking about is actually, these are legitimate grievances. And that's, that's just coming out now, at least and there's still a lot of people on the left who still are eyes wide shut. There are more and more common sense liberals that are, it's kind of like in the Matrix, right? You get unplugged one by one.
You know what I like the most about this is that I've been talking about this crap since 2020, since the beginning of 2020.
Yep.
And what I like is that now people are telling us, okay, we know it's real. Now shut the fuck up about it. Get over yourself.
Well, what's the
like? Okay, hold on. So basically, you cost me my job, you cost me my career, you cost me everything. Now that I'm proven right after being canceled, called all the names possible, fucking breaking my family apart, my friendships, my fucking career. Oh no, don't.
You still whining about that? You still going on?
What the fuck's your problem? What the fuck's your problem?
Well, that's like the classic. What's the meme where it says how liberals go is when you point out something that's happening and go, first step is it's not happening. And then it's, okay, maybe it's happening, but it's just a little. Okay, maybe it's happening a lot, but it's good. The general progression of liberal thought.
Insanity.
Yeah. Therese says Big Red is the big truck that Chris had. Oh, down in Ottawa.
I was just showing it. I shared my screen.
Okay, that's what that was. Yep.
Yeah, it's his truck. Yep.
Also, your mic didn't cut when you showed. That's weird how sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
It's the dumbest fucking thing. Don't remind me. Thanks.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks
for triggering me. I'm getting the next one actually as a
Sure. Guys, you are tuning into the Political Orphans here as we discuss where the show where the left meets the right, common sense left, that is. Yes, there are some of us still around. We are talking about.
It's weird.
Yeah,
you're not
crazy.
the only one that thinks that doesn't make sense in the same sentence.
Well, I feel like I have to always, anytime I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a liberal, but I'm like, but I'm not one of those retarded ones. I'm not a fucking. I'm a sane one, a common sense one. There's still a couple of us around there.
So basically, in Canada, he's a conservative.
Yes, basically. Yeah, I mean, if you can share 95% of the beliefs of, say, the left, but if you don't agree on 100%, like let's say you're like, okay, I believe
women have penises.
Yeah, but I don't think men can give birth and women can have penises. Like, oh, okay, so you're far right Nazi then. Yeah, okay.
Yes,
that's what I am.
What's going on, Sylvie? Bonjour, Sylvie.
Bonjour, no. Pam, there are retarded conservatives too, Rob. Oh, no doubt. Absolutely no doubt. There are.
Whoa, I feel targeted right now.
Yeah, there's one right here.
What the fuck?
What
did I do?
I'm just sitting here.
Pam, what the fuck? What the fuck? So
what the fuck?
So right now, I don't know if you guys know this, but Alberta was hosting the premieres.
Okay.
At least it was yesterday. And Danielle Smith was posting about it on her X account. But there's a video that came out today saying that there is a
Let's switch over live now to Huntsville, where Premier Doug Ford is about to.
Oh, here we go. There is a new deal that's been signed, new energy deal that's been signed between Alberta, Ontario, Saskatchewan, and you have the most liberal conservative in the country, Doug Ford, explaining to us exactly what's going on.
Let's switch over live now to Huntsville, where Premier Doug Ford is about to speak to the media. Let's listen live to the remarks.
This is an amazing day for our province and for our entire country, because when Ontario, Alberta, Saskatchewan come together, we're not just signing a piece of paper, we're sending a clear message. Canada is ready to build. And we're going to get it done as one Team Canada. For too long, we've seen projects after project get tied up in red tape, regulation, delayed, blocked, and then canceled. But today, the world needs what Canada has. It's time to think big. It's time to bring our critical minerals, our oil, our natural gas and energy to new markets across the globe. It started earlier this month when I visited Premier Smith during the Calgary Stampede, and what a great host Premier Smith was, and boy, you had quite the party. Is the party still going on? We signed an agreement to work hand in hand to build new energy and trade infrastructure. And today, Saskatchewan is stepping up. Premier Moe has offered his full support, and that's a game changer. Let me tell you our plan. This new agreement will help move Western oil and gas to new and existing refineries in Southern Ontario and to Northern Tidewater with deep sea port in James Bay. It will connect Ontario's critical minerals in the Ring of Fire region to new ports in Western Canada, helping to build a true end-to-end critical mineral supply chain. All of it will be built using great Ontario-made and Saskatchewan-made steel, creating jobs, attracting investment, and unlocking the full potential of our economy. And all of it will be done in partnership with Indigenous communities. Canada's premiers are stepping up, Now, we need the federal government to do its part. We need the federal government to fix its broken regulatory environment and streamline approvals. And I agree 100% without listing them all. We're all in agreement what Premier Smith said. If we don't get rid of these regulations, things won't fly. But we need to do that, and hopefully we'll convince the Prime Minister to do the same thing. There's no more time to waste. We're focused on a future for all Canadians, where we stand united, take control of our own destiny, and build prosperity, the likes of which we've never seen before.
Sounds like Trump right now. Prosperity like you've never seen before. But before we continue, you guys are absolutely right. It's not Alberta, it's Ontario, Huntsville, Ontario, which is in Muskoka. That's where they're meeting. And you were right. It's a couple of weeks ago they were in Alberta, but they were meeting in the Muskoka. The point of the matter is that where the fuck was that when Trudeau was in power, Mr. Doug Ford? You weren't just elected. Like, you've been in power for a while, bro. Like, where the fuck was that speech last year? 6 months ago? 4 months ago? Where the fuck was that speech when Mark Carney was actually trying to become prime minister, and you basically backed him up by appearing in public with him and making sure there was a massive photo shoot for your little coffee gathering there? Like, as much as I don't like Pierre Poilievre, he's been saying this for years, that we need to build more. So why the fuck did you not back him up during the election? Like, Doug Ford is such a twat. Like, he is such an opportunistic asshole. He will stick himself to anything as long as it gives him credit for something. And man, I'm tired of that guy. Like, how the fuck is that guy a fucking conservative? And Kenny, I think you're right. Ford has had 7 years, and I think you're right. I was going to say 5, but I think you're bang on. I think he's been in power for 7 years.
Yeah. I mean, and everything you're saying is true. That said,
2018 is when he was first elected.
And credit where it's due. Like, at least better late than never, I guess. Like that, but what he's saying is the things that our leaders need to be saying right now. Those are the things Mark Carney needs to be saying. Interestingly, I when I was reading about this story, BC specifically opted out. They're still stuck in the woke nonsense. So, the left is insistent on dragging Canada's economy down. And when I say the left, I do mean, the far left, the woke left. Not every single liberal is opposed to development, obviously. But, it can't be ignored any longer. It cannot be denied. We need to develop our natural resources. It's really all that we have. It is all that we have, especially now they're facing tariffs. Our manufacturing industry is going to go down, and we need to develop markets that outside of America, and that's factual too. I like the insistence on using Canadian steel. These projects are going to put Canadians back to work at a time when I don't think we've been hit nearly as hard as we're about to be, but six months to a year from now, we're probably going to be looking at close to 1 million job losses from when Mark Carney took office. All total, between 500,000 to 1 million, depending on how bad these tariffs actually bite. But man, like, we're going to need projects like this to put Canadians back to work. We're going to need to develop our natural resources. We're going to need to develop markets other than the United States. And I like that they're going into James Bay, which of course you can access, the saltwater oceans for there, so you can sell to Europe. Now, I guess the ball's in Mark's court, right? What's he going to do? He's going to pander to a few Indigenous voices. And as Doug Ford said, they're working with Indigenous people, right? This is not about just bulldozing over Indigenous tribes. Clearly they're getting a say at the table, but they should not get a veto. They should not have the ability to squash a project. Nor should any one province either. And
the problem though is that as much as they can make a deal, Saskatchewan, Ontario, and Alberta, where the fuck are they going to sell it? Or they can build pipelines from Alberta, Saskatchewan, hopefully Manitoba. That turns out to be right in the middle if you don't know your geography. But where the fuck are they going to go? They're going to have to go through Quebec, and BC's already opted out. So what's
BC's
the
opted
next?
out, yeah.
But I was looking, and because if you know a bit of your
geography,
of your geography, like you look at the Hudson Bay right here,
Yep.
and I believe there's a port, Churchill Port, that has been discussed as
right
being
that
place.
actually looks pretty good. You know, it's
yeah. So, and I don't know. I'm just talking. I'm like, without Quebec, what can they do? And I guess if they go from Alberta, they go through Saskatchewan. I would imagine Manitoba is going to sign that deal. No problem. I don't think that's a big that to them. I don't think it's a no brainer. They could bring it back to Ontario where there are where they can actually not manufacture the oil but refine it. They have refineries in Ontario, and then they might be able to ship it through what was it, Churchill Port.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying it's because obviously you can't go around here. Like there's no way they're going to be the pipeline through Toronto.
No.
Like the 401s here ain't going to fucking happen. Plus, I've traveled this a lot. There's no way a massive oil tanker is hitting here.
No.
Quebec is really fucking them once again. Fucking province.
I don't know, you know, and the thing that's most infuriating, and it has to be most infuriating from, especially from Alberta's perspective, is the reason Quebec has the luxury of saying no to all these projects.
Equalization payments.
Yeah, they're getting paid. They're getting paid regardless from equalization payments.
Yeah.
But the equalization payments are primarily paid for by Alberta, which is primarily funded by oil. So they're happy to take the proceeds of all this oil, but when it comes to keeping their their virtue signaling purity intact, they get to play both ends. And no wonder Alberta is fucking furious. I'm furious, and for the same reason that I'm angry by the Tamara Lynch thing. It's just about injustice. You can't have this massive injustice where you treat two different sides in two different ways. The law has to apply to everybody equally, whether it's criminal justice law or business law.
Yeah, Pam is saying that, Nico, right now Manitoba is holding out for Ottawa handouts, which is why Smith and Mo are bypassing them. But you can't really bypass them.
Which one's Mo?
Mo's the guy from. Remember, he's the native guy from Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan. Okay, gotcha.
She's also saying this is fucking sad. Alberta has been trying to tell Ottawa for years that they needed to trade more in-house and to build pipeline east. Now it's an emergency. Fuck Ottawa.
Yeah.
And I agree with you, and I'm from Quebec. It's just the fact that this fucking province can step on their pedestal and look all good and no, we do not want to take the chance to pollute our environment, yet they're dumping millions and millions of nasty water right here in Montreal in the Saint Laurent because we have problems with our fucking water system. But no, hey, we cannot have some pipelines going through Quebec, Chris. That ain't gonna happen. We cannot have that. Oh, Mo's the white guy. I thought Mo. Fuck, are we talking about the Simpson guy? Which Mo are we talking about?
Mo the bartender. I think I'm assuming you mean Saskatchewan,
the premier of Manitoba.
Is he white? I thought he was a native as well.
No, of Saskatchewan, he's definitely an Indian, a native guy.
Yes.
So racist.
Yeah.
So racist. Scott Moe.
Oh. But yeah, I mean,
Premier Saskatchewan. Oh fuck, I'm mistaken. I'm not talking about Saskatchewan. I'm talking about
Manitoba.
Is in front. It's it's Manitoba. Oh, okay. I thought that was weird. That fucking native guy had signed that deal. I'm like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Fuck. I gotta stop hanging out with the Fords and leave that crack pipe alone. It ain't fucking working out for me. Yeah. You're talking about Scott Moe. Yeah, he's a very white guy, like as white as they get. I'm looking at a picture, like Like this is like if
Oh, geez,
whiteness,
yeah, that's the whitest guy I've ever seen in my life.
whiteness
Holy
had
hell.
a face. That's the guy
Yeah.
right here.
That, yeah,
But yeah,
that is,
oh yeah, the Manitoba premier is the native guy, right? No,
yeah.
hold on. Yeah, the
Yes,
Saskatchewan guy is Scott Moe
Wob,
and
Wob, I think his name is.
Wob.
Wob. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's nice to hear some leaders speak about it. Doug Ford's an idiot, but this is this is the right thing to do. I mean, Kenny says Ford's had 7 years, correct? And I think it's appropriate to make those criticisms, even as you also say, but this is the right thing now. I think the first thing to happen before even laws get changed is the culture has to change. Minds have to be changed. Yeah. We have to get away from the discourse and just the way that we talk about these things. The way the liberals have trained all of us to talk and think for the last 10 years is that resource extraction, whether it's minerals, whether it's oil and gas, is somehow immoral. And they won't say it in those words, of course, but that is absolutely the subtext of everything that they talk about on this issue. And then, of course, Quebec speaks about it like that. BC, same thing. Moonglow, thank you for that, sir. He says, Wob Canoe is native, Premier of Manitoba. He's NDP. Thank you for that correction. And as well as the tip. Just the tip. Oh, yeah.
A canoe. I'm sure his last name's not pronounced.
Wob Canoe.
That's what you said.
Yeah, that's too obvious.
You're
Wob
such
Canoe.
a racist white guy.
How else do you pronounce it? So, Mungo, type in the phonetic how you would pronounce that. I think
Rob
it's
Canoe. There's a click in there. Rob Canoe. Canoe. Rob. Hold on. What's his name? Wob. And it's not
Canoe.
Wob. It's Wop. It's Wop. WAP.
Right.
Canoe.
Wop. But you got to wonder how long BC. Wop Canoe.
Hold on. Like,
it's kind of what an obvious.
It's like
his name is Canoe. It's like
he is the native equivalent of that quad
of the white guy.
Yeah. No, the longest committee. That's him. That's the native version.
If I didn't know his name and you asked me what his name is, I'd be like, I don't know, Canoe. It's so on the nose. It's like, do you ever see the pack of smokes where they have the all the warnings, and there's one warning was the woman who's dying of cancer. Her name is Barb Tarbox. Like Barb Tarbox died. I'm like, yeah, of course she died of cancer. Her fucking name is Barb Tarbox. She probably had one cigarette in her life and she got cancer.
Hold on. Let me listen to how you're supposed to say it. Wapkin Inu. So the hold on, let me just type that shit on the chat so that you can see what it looks like. But here's the pronunciation. Waphin Kanu.
Oh, yeah. Wob Canoe.
Oh no, it's EH, it's hard. Canoe.
Wob Canoe, NDP, but a little better than Ebby. So and then dig ourselves out of that rabbit hole and then get back on topic. I mean, it's good to hear some leadership coming from somewhere. I don't think it's a surprise that it comes from that Danielle Smith's involved. Anytime any Canadian leader says anything that smells of some leadership or common sense, Danielle Smith is involved somehow. So good on them. Good on them. See what Mark Carney does now. I don't have a whole lot of hope. But he might be desperate, right? He might just be desperate enough to do the right thing. BC and Quebec, if they don't pull their heads out of their asses, man, like the mindset that they have, that's old news. That it's not trendy anymore to just like, oh no, we can't have oil and gas, it's dirty. Things have changed quickly. I think most people, and part of it's by necessity. We don't have any other fucking choice. We don't have any options. We need to extract. We could be a very wealthy country, and relatively we still are. But does any Canadian feel it? So it doesn't feel like we are.
No. And we've said it multiple times. We recorded a podcast with Judith Curry a couple of months ago, and we go into the details of the problematic that we're seeing with the climate change activists right now. They're not looking for the best solution. They don't have a solution to replace our gas consumption right now. They just hate gas. Because if they were really for climate change, guess what they would do? they would go nuclear. But obviously, nuclear. No.
Nuclear.
But they're not going there, obviously. So,
frankly,
but
any climate activist,
it's the hate of gas.
Yeah, that's all it is.
You understand that that's all they want is to criminalize gas at the end of the day. That's all it is. But it was the second Moonglow comment. By the way, nice seeing you. We haven't seen you in a while.
Welcome back, Moonglow.
You came in just for a tip and run.
He put in just a tip, and now he's gonna fuck off.
And then he runs. That's like Rob's Friday night.
Yeah, it is. Just the tip. They leave, and I got a couple bucks in my hand.
Oh no! Well, I was talking about the other way around, but whatever.
I mean, who knows? What weekends get wild sometimes. What can I say?
Man, it's a great time for you to join us. If it's the first time on this show, not sorry, but we do talk politics, we do talk culture, we do know what the fuck we're talking about, but we don't take ourselves that seriously.
Too seriously.
We need really the brains is in the comments.
Oh yeah.
So if you think you're intelligent, if you think that you know a lot more than we do, comment section, interact with all those smart people in here.
That's right.
And shape the show.
But Nico and I are
really nice seeing you.
We're just the eye candy. You guys are the brains behind this operation for sure. We'll take a couple of these comments here. But actually, just before that, I just wanted to end my take is I hope that I hope this references or is the start of maybe a change in attitude and culture in Ottawa. I don't have a whole lot of hope, but I will be I'm perpetually optimistic, and certainly that bites me in the ass a lot because a lot of times I end up with egg on my face looking like an idiot. But maybe Mark Carney sees the writing on the wall. We have no other fucking options right now. We need to exploit our natural resources. That is where our wealth lives. And we'll see. Balls on Mark's court.
But having white stuff on your face is just a Friday night, right?
Yeah.
Just another Friday night.
Just another Friday night. Joe says the coffee meeting was the equivalent of the public kissing of the ring. Correct.
100%.
Yep. Good comment there.
And so you guys know, if you're new to the show, Joe's American, but he is fucking aware of Canadian politics because as a lot of Americans think, we are the most popular reality show on TV right now. So you're welcome.
That's right, guys. Yeah, exactly right. It doesn't. Obviously, we're Canadian focused, but we have a lot of American audience listeners here. And the only thing really everyone has in common is they're fucking smart. What's one thing that Nico and I both love about the show is the intelligence of the audience. Wise Guy says, if they actually do something about the regulations holding back our prosperity, Canada could be an okay place to be in about 10 to 15 years, but I won't hold my breath. Yep. I think there's potential for a little quicker. I would even say 5 to 10 if we start today, right now, and we actually do it with enthusiasm. But yeah, I will second your last sentence or statement there, Wise Guy. I'm not going to hold my breath either.
Because we could do it fast, but I've said this before, and I'll say it again. It's decades in the making.
Yeah, these are long-term proposals.
Unless the government does similar to what we're starting to see in the U.S., where the president is being very aggressive on making it happen. You cannot take kind of a backseat position on this.
And even if we do change, that's how they're going to do it
now. Yeah, of course, because we're Canadians. We don't do anything. We don't seem to do anything with. I was going to say with balls, but sure.
Same.
Our conservative leader is a fucking liberal, both in Ontario and federal. So that tells you how conservative we actually are.
And that's a good point. I think the one thing you want to keep your eye out for is Bill C-69. If they ever get rid of that will be a sign that they're going hard. And if they don't, that will be a sign that they're just going to take. Even if they do slowly get there, it's going to be a long, long journey.
Yes, sir.
Pam says,
we taken that one.
We took that already.
It's Pam's fucking swearing in the comment directly.
Pam says port access through Churchill was our initial idea, but Manitoba's stalling. I mean, just looking at that map, I don't know a whole lot about it, but just looking at that map you brought up, to me, that seems like a perfect location. It's pretty much as close.
A lot of research. It took me a lot of time to research that. Like I looked at a map, I'm like, are there any ports in Hudson Bay that could deal with a tanker? Churchill Port of Churchill.
Well, yeah, and like you're asking like who are the markets? Well, certainly Europe, but even the east coast of Canada, right? Like I've mentioned before. So I'm in New Brunswick. There's one giant refinery in St. John, New Brunswick, that all the gasoline in the Elect provinces gets refined there. It's like 300,000 barrels of oil a day. So whatever a barrel of oil is, what, $70, $80? So, it's tens of millions of dollars it's being paid for in oil every single day. And if you look out there on a clear day, you see a line of 10 to 15 tankers, and they're all from Saudi Arabia. We're buying oil from Saudi Arabia, shipping it, while to the west, we've got the third largest oil reserves. Doesn't make any fucking sense. And if you think of whatever the math is on 300,000 times 70, but something like $21 million a day or something, it's billions a year going outside the country. That could be kept inside the country. That's how you build wealth. You pay yourself to do things.
Middle class,
absolutely. Buy our own steel, buy our own oil. You're right. And that's the other side of the coin. Is yes, for sure, 10 to 15 years for these projects to pay off. But even building them is going to benefit the economy, right? You're paying Canadians to build them.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's a lot of benefits to it if we would just fucking do what we need to do.
100%.
Kevin says in Alberta, the referendum on independence is spring 2026. Yeah, that's a good point. And that's sort of the elephant in the room on all of these conversations, right?
Yep.
This story that we're covering now isn't really framed as an Alberta sovereignty issue, but undoubtedly it's connected to that story. And that's another reason we need to do these things, because we need to show Alberta, and when I say we, I mean the eastern part of Canada, that we're willing to work with them. I mean, first, we actually need to be willing to work with them, but we need to show it to them. And like we've discussed a lot, it might be too late. Maybe it's not, but regardless, we got to start now. Joe, industrial output is up 400% from 1980, but 95% of those advancements went to 1% of the people. Yeah, I mean, that's correct. Story of the modern system, and it's the reason for all these culture wars, which are actually class wars in disguise. Kevin says Poland just discovered the largest oil deposit in Europe. It was a Calgary company. Yeah, no, that's excellent as well. There's lots of ways that we can exploit our resources and markets to sell to the world. We just have to have the fucking balls to do it.
The broader concession area, spanning 593 square kilometers, is estimated to contain over 33 million tons of oil and condensate, as well as 27 billion cubic meter of gas. That is the oil and gas that was just found in Poland. And I like Poland because they're a Christian fucking country.
Well,
that is standing up to the Muslim invasion. Yep, 100%. It's good for them. It's like, gift for you, Poland.
And do you remember the chart I showed you about Poland's economy over the last 20 years? They're almost at the same GDP as Japan. And like Japan's a fucking modern, wealthy country. It's an economic miracle what Poland has done. And, it's much more than just their immigration policy, but no doubt that, it certainly puts to rest that, we need it for the economy. We need to let everyone in for the economy. No, we don't. Also, says, hell yeah,
it's a massive amount of money, right?
Oh, fuck
Poland strikes oil in the Baltic with biggest found in his history.
Man, Poland might be the place to go.
Oh, this is a placement. My wife's Italian, right? She has her Italian citizenship, so we could move to Italy. Ooh. And we have access to all the EU. Like I could get my citizenship within 3 years. So I can go there, start working tomorrow if I want.
Wow.
And the EU, if I remember correctly, Poland is part of the EU still.
They are, yeah.
And that means that you do realize that when you're a citizen of the EU, you can live pretty much wherever the fuck you want in the EU. Which, if there's a country in Europe I'm really interested in, is Poland.
Yep.
Even my wife went there a couple of years ago, and she's like, "Hey,
they seem like that's good. Like they've got people who actually give a shit about Poland leading the country, right? And the proof is in the pudding. Their economy is going fucking gangbusters. They're standing and they're taking a lot of heat for keeping the strict immigration policy because they are part of the EU, and the rest of the EU is saying, "Man, you got to open your doors," and Poland's saying,
"Man, you got to open the door."
No, we don't. Dasso. So I assume you are Polish or Poland ethnicity. I might have to move there. Yeah, I mean it's looking better and better by the day.
I'm really, really looking into it.
Yeah.
Considering it. Yep.
Pam says, even if we don't separate, Smith is implementing the firewall that Albertans voted for years ago. Time for talk is done for the majority of Albertans IMO. Yeah, and I mean, if you stuck around here for a while, you know that we're both huge fans of Danielle Smith. Just a good leader. Like, she clearly cares about her constituents. She doesn't really give a shit about, the paying lip service to all the woke narratives. She just does what needs to be done. And she's also just a good politician. She's diplomatic. The way she's threading the sovereignty debate so far it's textbook. It's going to be taught in political science classes. So yeah, no, she's doing a really good job.
Good for you, man. Dual citizenship. Good for you.
That's pretty sweet. Yeah.
Did you know that?
I'm a third generation Pole in the U.S. I can go back with 2 death certificates and a promise to learn language. But you might be onto something, Joe. I mean, honestly, like I'm not in any position to leave the country, but if I were, honestly, Poland would probably be close to the top of the list of places I would look for.
Yeah, we really want to go check it out. I'd love at least to travel.
So
to
your wife has EU citizenship, is that what it is, or you can get it easily?
No, she has. No, she has. She has her Italian citizenship. Her father's Italian. Like her father's an immigrant, so she has. She was able to apply to get it, and because I'm married to her, I think it's between 2 to 3 years. I can go there, reside there, and become a citizen within 2-3 years.
Wow, nice. It's great opportunity to
have. They have really cheap housing in Italy because so many people are living in Italy, like dirt cheap housing, because most of the people are leaving the small towns to go to the city, and even a lot of Italians are leaving Italy. And I don't know if you know the prime minister, or the prime minister
Meloni.
Oh, fucking love that woman. That woman she's ballsier than Poilievre, and gotta fucking love that woman. And you can get housing for super cheap, like dollars, as long as you promise to use the labor force that is local to fix it, because there's so many abandoned houses in Italy that nobody lives in because people just left. So I wouldn't live in the country. I would live in the country. I have no fucking interest in living in the city anymore. So can you imagine?
Oh yeah. I mean, I've always been into more of a city type guy, but I feel like last couple of years the whole rural lifestyle really appeals to me a lot more.
Oh, I did it for years, man. I fucking miss that shit.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about Danielle Smith, I will take that as the perfect opportunity to change the subject to
segue.
Yes, because there's a video that was posted yesterday by CTV News reporting that Danielle Smith condemns alleged surveillance of Alberta journalists.
Okay.
And I want to show you I just noticed as you were talking. For one, CTV News did not disable the comments because obviously it's not a video talking about Carney. It's a video talking about Danielle Smith. And as you can imagine, all the fucking comment are very, very, very bad towards Danielle Smith. But here's what Danielle Smith had to say. Oh, and by the way, that guy has a fucking awesome voice. Remember that guy, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
You can't hear that?
No, couldn't hear him.
Hold on. You have to be able to hear that guy. That guy has like
there's a
voice on Oh, bro. Hold on. Let's try that again. Can you hear? Tell me if you can hear this. So I'll take that as a no.
No.
Man, this fucking platform's really starting to piss me off. Okay, let's try that for the third time. Third time's the charm, right? That's what they say. Let's try it again.
Surveillance of an Alberta journalist. Details were released in a Globe and Mail report today. CTV's Evan Kenny joins us now in studio with the latest. So, Evan, what does this report say happened?
Matt, the Globe and Mail says journalist Carrie Tate was and photographed without her knowledge, and those photos were
compared to this guy
on an anonymous X account. Tate has multiple stories about former AHS CEO Athena Mentzelopoulos alleging she was fired for investigating private healthcare contracts. The pictures of Tate were posted by an online account called The Brokedown. They included images of her meeting with two former political staffers in Smith's government. CTV News asked the Premier about the article today.
I condemn it. No one should be harassing anybody, and I don't comment on sock puppet accounts. I have no idea who's behind it. And so if there's criminal harassment, I hope that the RCMP finds them and punishes them to the full extent of the law.
The Globe and Mail says attempts to interfere with legitimate news gathering is an attack on the public's right to know. And it says, quote, whoever hired this person or people to conduct this surveillance is clearly motivated to put a chill on Miss Tate and anyone who might be thinking of speaking with her. The X account where the photos were posted was suspended last Wednesday. Matt.
All right, Evan Kenny live.
You know, I'm not sure I follow the story altogether. Like it's, as far as I know, there's nothing illegal following people, taking picture. It's inappropriate maybe, but if you're in public, it's nothing illegal. And that's what, is that not what journalists do all the time?
Yeah.
Reportive journalists, at least.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what the big fuss is. I don't know if somebody can explain, and maybe I'm missing something here. I don't see what the big deal is here. But
It's, what do you know the journalist, like what she was reporting, like basically was it like investigating the government, or was it in support of the government?
No, they say it right there that she was investigating private hold on, I got it right here. Let me hold on, let me bring that back up. It says it right.
Then what does this report say happened?
Matt, the Globe and Mail says journalist Carrie Tate was followed and photographed without her knowledge, and those photos were posted on an anonymous X account. Tate has published multiple stories about former AHS CEO Athena Mentzelopoulos alleging she was fired for investigating private healthcare contracts. The pictures of Tate were posted by an online account called The Brokedown. They included images of her.
Oh, no, I can't hear you.
So investigating, it just looks like she was investigating the health system in Alberta and how contracts were given to private company. That's what I'm getting, but they seem to be very vague on purpose. It's still CTV News, right? But I couldn't find information about it right now.
As Kevin says, I think it's probably the takeaway here. Basically, it's a hit piece on Danielle because the Globe Mail is liberal, so is CTV.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean they're always going to, you know, once she started the process on the sovereignty movement, you knew they basically everything she does is going to be criticized from that aspect of the media.
Just that just those measles cases that we were covering last week.
That's actually
you see all the left media. Oh no, they have more measles cases than all the US combined. And then Ontario has more cases than Alberta. But don't talk about Ontario, just talk about Alberta. You could look at Ontario, measles cases enter, Alberta comes up. It's like
which is like
motherfucker.
It's a valid story that Canada has more measles than America overall, but the way it's framed was it's an Alberta thing, and of course we all know the dots they're trying to connect because they want everyone to think, oh, Alberta is more conservative, i.e. more anti-vax, i.e. that's why they have measles, and of course that narrative doesn't really work if you start with saying Ontario has more. So it's just, you know, it's an example of the left-wing bias. It isn't that they are lying exactly. Everything they said was factual, but the way it's framed is highly misleading.
Highly misleading indeed.
Highly
Shit
misleading.
is how it is. Yes.
Yeah. Well, got another topic before we close out. Therese says Danielle is just class. She states and walks. Yeah. I mean, we both really,
like
really
her.
like. Yeah. I just think she's a great leader. And she's not overtly partisan. I mean, yeah, she is conservative, obviously, but like, you don't get that vibe from her. She just seems like someone who just does her job well. And
yeah, I agree. I'm a fan. I'm not a fan of politicians, but if there's one I would vote for that I respect what she's doing, it's her. Is she perfect? Nobody is. But at the same time, I like her, man. I've always liked her.
To me, I think she's kind of a textbook example of how you want to be a politician in 2025, because it's not easy, right? Because there's so much pressure to be politically tribal, to be partisan on both sides. And Danielle Smith, you could probably listen to her give half an hour or an hour of speeches and not really know exactly where she stands politically. And that's, I mean, to me, that's how you want to be. I don't want a partisan hack, but unfortunately, 99% of politicians are partisan hacks. That's how they get elected, by being partisan hacks.
Agreed, man.
Joe, 100%. I would vote for Danielle over any U.S. Democrat over the last 20 years. 100%.
Pam, can you explain this? IYS, legitimate story with potential for people in Smith's inner circle of wrongdoing. So you're basically saying that journalist was covering a story that would have made Smith or her inner circle look bad. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, and if that's the case, that is legitimate. As you know, obviously we like Danielle, but like Sylvie, looks like I missed the PP segment. Do you guys talk about his courage? We talked about his. We bigged him up a little more than we bigged him up a little more than we probably do around here. But
I like the pause in the way you read. Did you guys talk about his
courage?
To
be fair, though, we described it as apparently he took his balls, or his wife gave him his balls back. So, you know, I don't know if that's courageous. Sure. Pam, not Smith herself, but people in her inner circle. Yeah, and that's fair. Look, as much as I like Danielle Smith, nobody's above the law. If she's doing there's wrongdoing, investigate her. No problem.
But Pam seems to say that it's not Smith herself.
Yeeks. Yeah. Damn it, Tabernac. Yeah, it's definitely not your microphone or anything like that, eh?
No, bro, I have like a $400 microphone.
Well, no, but maybe your laptop working with it or anything like that.
No, bro, no. Clearly, I use it all the time. Never had a fucking problem. It's always StreamYard. I remember a few months back, it started doing that too. Yep. It was fucking StreamYard again. Then it stops. Then it goes back. I just need to stop fucking procrastinating and working only 16 hours a day and find time to look for a different platform that I already know what it is. So it's just that porting everything to a new platform is going to take me a day. It's just a pain in the ass. It's just a fucking massive pain in the ass. But hey, it is what it is. I'll fucking figure it out because I can't take this shit anymore. I wanted to talk about something just because it was trending this morning, but it seems I just a simple warning to Manitoba people. It seems like there's tornadoes headed your way. I didn't realize that you guys actually do get tornadoes in Manitoba, that there's such a thing as a tornado corridor. But I was there when I was down in Alabama last year. Alabama is part of a lot of fucking tornadoes in Alabama. So yeah, stay safe. I know what it is to hide in a small underground bunker, hoping that your house does not get destroyed. So yeah, all the best to you guys in Manitoba for the warnings, because they are warning the South.
Change.
Oh yeah, of course. But there is a tornado warning previously issued by Environment and Climate Change. Is that the new term?
What's that?
Are you serious? What? I'm just reading off of an article here. It says tornado warnings previously issued by Environment and Climate Change Canada for the RM of McDonald and the RM of Morris have now ended. Is that how it's called now? Are they calling it? Oh, you son, are you serious? What the fuck? That's the name of Environment Canada now.
Let me see.
Environment and Climate Change Canada.
That sounds really stupid. And like Environment Canada, like climate change would fall under that. You don't need to rename the whole agency. And look, it's not a big deal. Like it's just the name of an agency, but like, make no mistake, there is a reason why they do these things, right? It's designed to make it just seem like, so you don't even question it. It's just a given. Of course, it's a serious thing. Look, we've got the whole department named after it. What else do you need? You know, what more proof do you need? Sylvie says it changed a while ago. Huh, interesting. But yeah.
I didn't know. I really did not know until now, but it seems that she's right. It's fucking bullshit. Environment and Climate Change Canada. What a fucking oxymoron that is. Sylvie's saying he didn't say anything for 3 years and was still 2 days late on the post he commented on. You know what?
Sylvie. I mean, Sylvie's a tough crowd for sure.
But I said basically the same. I said basically the same thing. So
that's fair. That's fair.
It's one of those issues that he should have been fighting a long time ago, but did not have the balls to do it. And unfortunately, this is the reason why we don't have him as a prime minister, because he doesn't stand for anything that's worth standing for. Plain and simple.
And I think, two things can be true. You can, say to someone, this is a good thing you're doing, at the same time as saying, and you should have fucking done it 5 years ago.
Of course. Yeah, of course. You have to call out your leaders, no matter who you voted for, no matter who you like or dislike. It's like if Danielle Smith does something wrong, I will fucking call her out for it, because that's what we're supposed to do.
100%. 100%.
100%. Goddamn.
Womp canoe. Womp canoe.
Womp canoe. Last story. This is one that breaks my fucking heart. It breaks my fucking heart. I woke up to this morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. I was doing some searches, and motherfucker, Bruce Willis health update. Actor no longer able to speak, read, or walk due to advancing dementia. I guess this is what happens when you do not drink baby blood. Damn, did I say the silent part out loud?
Adrenochrome reduces the risk of dementia by 40%. Everybody knows.
Bruce Willis, did you not know about baby blood? But that kind of broke my heart, man. I like that guy. I've always been a fan of Bruce Willis. I've always liked him. I don't know why. It's like you don't know his politics, right? And when I don't know your politics and I cover this shit every day, that means you're probably not a Democrat. You're probably not a woke Democrat, at least. But yeah, it's a shame, man. This is a guy that I grew up watching. And once again, we will we will finish the show the same way we started it. Die Hard is a fucking Christmas story.
Yes, it is, though. I mean, anyone who would, what kind of a lunatic would say that it is not? Yes. Sylvie says, I see dead people. Bumpy, Bruce Willis' only misstep was the music. What do you mean? Did he do music? No, he didn't.
Yes.
Did he?
Yes, I believe so. Years and years and years ago. Bruce Willis.
I really liked him if maybe we'll close. Maybe we'll close with that.
Oh Jesus! I don't think I've ever heard him sing though, but I got a video where it's pretty intense. Like he is singing his ass off. Ah, damn! He does not strike me as the type of guy that can sing.
No, he does not.
You know the beautiful thing about it is he doesn't remember. Ouch.
Well, apparently he doesn't. Apparently, he doesn't remember that he was a famous actor. Because you know how so when you have dementia, you kind of go in and out. It's like some moments you have more lucidity. But yeah, that'd be wild. That'd be kind of cool though. If you're like you come to and then we're like, oh yeah, by the way, you're super famous. I'm like, oh, that's pretty sweet. And then you kind of go back to,
and then you remember this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's getting so you can only trust a National Enquirer for news.
This is gonna be so bad.
I don't know why they always treat me so good. Anyway,
still had
I heard
hair.
Some friends of mine were here, and they are the Temptations. Ladies and gentlemen, please Welcome to Temptation. What's up, baby? Man, I feel undressed here. You guys just got back from the East Coast, right? Cold weather and the whole thing. And the streets get so hot.
Oh no! It sounds exactly like what you would think.
Damn. You know what? Thanks a lot, Bumpy. I don't know what's worse. That Bruce Willis has dementia, or that I just saw that.
Man, the worst thing ever is that's the only thing he remembers. That's the only thing he remembers from his career. I mean, obviously, that is a genuinely terrible story. I've had someone in my family with dementia. It is a horrible disease, and you know, it is super unfortunate, especially for one of the few guys that kind of seems like a cool guy in Hollywood, right? In a place full of just fucking idiots and scumbags and narcissists. It's kind of cool to see someone who seems like they might be a cool guy, but yeah, unfortunate story. But we are all human, and it will happen to all of us sooner or later.
Yeah, I just hope that baldness is not a precursor to dementia.
Well, we're all fucked. If that's the case, guys, we'll probably put a pin in it there.
Joe just
what's that?
They
get to tell him. Yeah, sorry, put it up.
They get to tell him he lost Demi Moore to Ashton Kutcher every single day, and that they're raising his children.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Goddamn,
that's rough. That's rough.
And you know, Kutcher has a big dick. You know that fucker's hung. You know for a fact he's hung. Not only that, but yeah.
I feel like Bruce might be packing some heat too, though.
You know what? Maybe that's why he has dementia.
Well, man,
screw your music, Joe. Screw it.
If big dicks are a precursor to dementia, I'm fucked. I'll be here tomorrow. I won't remember a thing. All right, folks. On that,
but you know what? When you're a midget, everything looks big.
Oh, please give it up. Give it up. Everything's big, but yeah, that's right, guys.
That's why you need to choose a woman with small hands.
Yeah, it looks huge no matter what.
Man hands are not good for a woman.
What a great episode. What a great Seinfeld episode. The man hands one.
Oh,
yeah, she's like,
let me open that beer
lobster claws with her claw. Oh, sure, you've got something on your face.
Oh,
what a great.
We were all over the fucking place on this episode.
Yeah, we were.
Jesus.
Yeah. Guys, yeah. It was a lot of fun today, guys. Hopefully you guys had a good time. We did actually have some serious discussions. Oh my god, you guys okay? Nico's French.
Just on the weekend.
So yeah.
I'm not gay, I'm French, and Rob is only
I don't have that excuse
on the weekends.
Yeah, only on weekends.
And he does that as in
yeah. Bam, thanks for the happy ending, guys. That's what we're here for.
That's what he said.
Yeah, always make sure you guys leave with a smile. Guys, you could have been anywhere in the world today. You chose to be with us, and we always appreciate you guys. Had an excellent show today. Had a lot of fun. Had some laughs. Had some serious conversation as well. We will catch you tomorrow, noon Eastern time. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Peace out.